Peace. It's Equality Fragrances coming to you from PG County, Maryland. Welcome to my cipher. Cipher is a person, place, a thing within my circumference. The understanding of my cipher is peace. For all those returned to my channel, I humbly appreciate your support. For all those new to the channel, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you'll be notified when I drop some new videos. The like button goes a long way. If you don't like the content, hit a dislike. Leave a comment. I reply to all my comments. So with that being said, come on in, sit down, and let's build. Today, I'm going to be giving you my top 10 niche fragrances that I look forward to wearing within my collection in the spring. These are not the best fragrances ever. Case in point, everybody started talking about Fan Your Flames last year. That's a 3-year-old fragrance that came out in 2016. So there are fragrances that aren't discussed, that nobody talks about, that may be better. These are just what I own that I look forward to wearing. So with that being said, I'm gonna try to make this very fast. I'm gonna give you 2 honorable mentions. Honorable mention number 1 is a discontinued fragrance, but I believe probably one of the best fragrances from that discontinued line. And that comes from House of Commodity, and that is Commodity Moss. This is being compared to Bergamot 22 by Le Labo, and I can see that it's like differences, and I had a sample and I tested them both side by side. There's some hint differences, but what you get here is bergamot, some wood, you get some orange blossom, you get some musk, and the major player, of course, is oak moss. So you get a bergamot oak moss dominated scent. This is very good, very clean. I was getting pretty good projection, maybe about 6.5 hours on this. The longevity, this is eau de parfum. I wouldn't overpay for this, but if you in your local Marshalls and you see it, it's a good fragrance to put on. It performs, especially in the heat. Honorable mention number 1, Commodity Moss. Honorable mention number 2 comes from the house of Daniel Hosier, and this is Green Leather. This is a fragrance that's not discussed. You're gonna get raspberry, you're gonna get saffron, you're gonna get suede, you're gonna get leather. And you're gonna get, I believe, some incense in this. Try to imagine, the best way to describe this is take Rasazi La Yucawan Pour Home, which I like the most because of the raspberry note, and then make it really, really, really light, and somehow it comes really, really green. This is a beautiful fragrance. I enjoy it. Honorable mention number 2, Green Leather by Daniel Hosier. Coming in number 10 is a fragrance that I already did a review on recently. Go back and check it out. And that is from Sean Crenshaw, and that's Ovation for Men. What you get here is you're gonna get some bright citruses with some aquatic accords, but the major, really good player, you're gonna get some woods. You get amber and vanilla that makes it smooth. So what you get is a smooth citrus aquatic is what you get out of this. It didn't perform as well in the colder weather as far as how I would like to push, but I do believe the heat will make this push a little bit better. I consider this somewhat of a date scent. A date scent for me is something that you wear that sits in close proximity that anybody inside your intimate zones can smell. I don't like something pushing loud when somebody's right up under you. Like, then if it pushes loud across the hallway, if they up under you, that's gonna be a little obnoxious. So this is the fragrance I would reach for that. I'm giving it more wearings. I enjoy it. It's a very smooth fragrance, and everybody who I tested around enjoy it. So number 10, Sean Crenshaw, Ovation for Men. And number 9 is a fragrance I just did a review on. I don't need to go in depth on it, but everybody knows this fragrance, and that is Zaharoff's Signature Pour Home. Now, I'm gonna give this some burn, period. I'm not just wearing this just for a suit. If I wanna smell good, I wanna smell fresh, and I'm feeling good, I'm wearing it. You got that lavender in here, you got that black amber, you got myrrh. This is some woods. This is a gorgeous fragrance. So if I want to feel gorgeous, I'm wearing it regardless of what my outfit is. Now, I wouldn't cut grass in it, but you know what it is. We already know, beautiful fragrance. Number 9, Zaharoff's Signature Pour Home. Coming in number 8 is going to be a twofer from the same house, and that's from Atelier Cologne. You have Vetiver Fatale, and you have Silver Iris. What can I say? I just recently did a review on this as well. Go back and check it out. You're going to have a beautiful plum note, violet leaf, and vetiver are the major players in this. You're going to have a ton of citruses. This is mouth-watering, succulent vetiver. People say they get fig. There's no fig in here. But I can't tell people what their olfactive wants to remind them of, because I don't get it, and I love fig. But this is a beautiful fragrance nonetheless. Pretty good performance, pretty good projection, very clean. If you like Bard Freak, this is another alternative and a cheaper alternative. You can find this for 100 stripper ones. You cannot go wrong with it. Next one is Silver Iris by Atelier Cologne. You're gonna get violet leaf, you're gonna get tangerine, you're gonna get pink pepper. Black currant is huge in this, and a major player, of course, is iris. Heavy on the iris note. So you're gonna have that lipsticky vibe. If you love iris, this is one to check out. If you don't like iris because you think it's too feminine, stay away from it. Plain and simple. That's the best way I can describe it. Again, can be found for around 100 stripper ones. Very good price for it. Retail at $2.95 or whatever it's going for, I would not do it. No way, no how. But anyway, number 8, Vetiver Fatale in silver iris. Coming in at number 7 comes from an independent fragrance house of Monteith Olfactive. I just did a review on this, and this is Vetude Vert. Listen, spring in a mother flipping bottle. You're gonna get a beautiful 3 different vetivers in this: a bourbon vetiver, Haitian vetiver, vetiver from Paraguay. You're gonna get citruses in here. This is some wet soil. This is a vetiver lover's dream, period, hands down. If you don't like vetiver, bypass this one. Stay away from it. This is artsy, it's beautiful, it transitions at least around 2 times for me. Great fragrance by Mr. Oz and Motif Olfactive. That's Vetude Vert at number 7. Coming in at number 6 is probably one of the most authentic citrus fragrances you can buy on the market. That's from the house of Shea and Blue, and that is Blood Oranges. Listen, it smells like somebody just squeezed blood oranges in my face. You're gonna get blood oranges, you're gonna get some woods, you're gonna get some amber and some leather in here, I believe. This is bright enough to be worn in the spring and summer, but also dense enough to be worn in the fall. The winter, nah, it ain't gonna work. But fall, like early fall, this is perfect. This is blood oranges, is what it is. Beautiful fragrance. My number 6, Shea and Blue, Blood Oranges. My number 5 is my favorite vetiver I have put my nose on so far. Now, I want to put my nose on Javoy Private Label, but this right now is it. And that is from the house of Nishane, and that is Sultan Vetiver. What you're going to get hit with this is 4 different vetivers. You're going to get hit bergamot, some tonka, some orange blossom, and some amber. Now that amber, and I believe that bergamot mix that I get, it comes off on my skin throughout the life of a fragrance. I get this boozy honey accord. The best way to describe this is woods, and the boozy honey accord is mead. Yes, M-E-A-D, mead. If you're not familiar with mead, it's an alcoholic beverage which is fermented by honey and water and sometimes uses fruits in it. That's what I get. I get mead and wood. This is amazing. This is one of a few vetiver fragrances. Vetiver fragrances are normally like really clean, fresh fragrances. This is one that I have been complimented on. That is rare. Most of the time people just say you smell good, you smell clean. This is great. From the house of Nishane, Sultan Vetiver. Coming in at number 4 is currently my favorite rose oud fragrance. And this fragrance definitely is going to have me dive into this house. I have 7 more samples from the house that I need to also play around with and see if I like. Anyway, with no further ado, that's from the house of both Boadicea the Victorious, and that is Chariot. Listen, what you get hit here is stunning, beautiful, fruity, floral. The rose is jammy. You're going to get saffron, you get vanilla, you get sandalwood, you get other woods. I believe you get patchouli, you get lime, bergamot, black currant. This is a fruity, and you get oud, of course. This is a fruity rose oud fragrance. To me, this jumped over when I put my nose on it, jumped over oud satin mood for me. Yes, I can wear this year round because of the fruity nature of the rose. It's not going to be a room filler, but it's going to give you a beautiful sillage and it pops off of skin for me. Yes. So coming in number 4 is Boadicea the Victorious, Chariot. Coming in at number 3 is one of my grails. I was lucky enough to get my 2nd bottle earlier this year, and that's from the house of Tom Ford, and that's Reed the Ombre. Listen, this is my 2nd bottle of it. What you get hit here is a ton of beautiful laid out citruses, some tarragon, some mint that's gonna give you a little greenness to it. You're gonna get some cognac and also amber, of course. This is bright enough that will carry on through the spring and summer, and dense enough that you can wear it in the fall and winter. This is a beautiful discontinued fragrance. I am lucky again to get this for a good price late last year on Facebook. Amazing scent. My number 3, Tom Ford, Rive de Ombre. Number 2 was Love at First Sniff. This is, to me, is a signature scent oud fragrance. This from the house of Byredo, and that's Oud Immortelle. The yellow juice. Man, what you're gonna get hit is smoky, citrus sweet woods. You're gonna get off the top, you get that limoncello note. The best way to describe that limoncello note is a candy like lemon. What do I mean candy like lemon? If you were a kid or if you ever had lemon head candies, that's what this smells like. And you're gonna get incense, you're gonna get oud, a very wearable oud, a oud almost like a oud for greatness kind of oud. You're gonna get tobacco, and I believe oak moss might be in this. Such a woody, smoky, beautiful fragrance with spicy sweet cardamom and limoncello up top. Beautiful, performs, projects. This is a year-round oud. If you are an oud lover, if you want something that, if you like oud for greatness, you'll probably like this as well. It's a wearable oud. So my number 2, Oud Immortelle by Byredo. My number 1 comes from the house of Xerjoff, and this is a stunning fragrance, and that comes from the Join the Club, and that is 40 knots. There's really no listed notes on this when you look it up, so let me just describe what I get from it. Imagine being out in the Caribbean Sea on a boat in the middle of the water. Not that water close to land, that's more marine. That water smells different. I'm talking about the Caribbean Sea with the wind blowing in your face. You can smell the fresh Caribbean air coming off the water, smashing you in your face. And guess what you're drinking? You're drinking some of the finest Caribbean rum. Nobody does rum like the Caribbean, which I think comes from an amber accord that's not listed on here. I get a boozy amber accord, which smells like rum to me. Caribbean rum to be exact. That's what this smells like. That water and those wet woods, some woods coming off and hitting you in the face while you're just laid out there in your all white linens drinking rum. This is boss. This needs its own review, so I'm not gonna go in depth. This has been compared to Dior's Amber Nuit. I haven't smelled it. I can't speak to that. But people who know this, I respect, say it does. And I got this for a good deal from my guy Will. Shout out to Will. So, because he already had Amber Nuit and didn't need both. Anyway, my number 1, Join the Yacht Club, 40 knots. Okay, people, that's my top 10 niche fragrances I personally look forward to wearing within my collection. Are these the best niche fragrances ever? No, they are not. There are fragrances back in 2016, 2014 that have never been discussed by anybody that somebody's going to discover this year, and everybody's going to be on the hype train. This is what I'm reaching to. These fragrances, all fragrances I own, I can't wear ghost fragrances. So with that being said, leave your comment down below. Let me know your top 10 niche fragrances that you look forward to wearing this spring. Only have one more top 10 to give y'all, and that's going to be from the House of Alexandria. Then I can just get right back to just doing regular reviews. Again, I don't want to be a top 10 channel, but I understand seasonal top 10s because it helps people navigate their purchases. So I do respect seasonal top 10. So with that being said, you already know I'm going to leave you the way I greeted you, and that's in universal language of peace.